So with the year ending or coming to a close, we all have to recap on like what we've done and what we liked or what we disliked of the year and try to basically break down those things and know what we want to do to plan for better in the next year. I haven't shied away from telling my friends I did not like this year personally. Like things happen, like obviously the podcast, I'll further down in the video, I'll reflect on more things that happened for me as well, like pros and cons. But on the cons, because we always have to get into the good tea. Yeah, I don't know. There was just a lot of things about this year that overall I didn't like, and I would like to improve them because next year I'm having a bad year. Like, yeah, okay, like I can't. When you have a bad year, you're not repeating this. Like this is that year. We experienced it. Time to grow, and that's how we're gonna do it. That's how we run things up in this house. Okay. Oh wow wow oh. All right, hello y'all. Welcome back to another Let's Chat with Quarter. This time we're in a different position. I hope you notice. Obviously you notice. I mean, if you've been here, you notice. But if you're just watching on the YouTube, you're new here, welcome. Yeah, so let's chat about it. If you don't know, there is less than 3 months till the new year, which is crazy. Like, I don't think anyone's really thinking about it because, like, at this rate, I don't think people think about it, but I'm like, let's think about it now. So with that, obviously based on the title, you know why you're here. I want to talk about preparing for the new year, becoming a new person. I guess just like really because we all have New Year's resolutions, but I think a lot of people commit to it as the new year rolls around, but it's better to start now. As they say, anything you want to do, start now. Don't wait, don't procrastinate, all that type of stuff. So I'm gonna talk about not only recapping my year, but what I plan on doing next year and what things, tips and tricks you guys can add to your life, and hopefully we can both become and manifest our better selves. As you guys know, like, or if I keep on thinking everyone's been here. Well, you should be here. Everyone should know me, obviously. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, like I like to just talk to you guys how, like, you know, talking to a friend, like you already know my life. And we're just keep catching up, like keep up with Carter. Let's chat with Carter. Let's chat with a friend. And yeah, get to know each other a little bit more because life is a journey and there's always something to learn about you and others. Oh, wow, wow, oh. If you are new or if you've been here but don't have me on my social medias, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, anything where I can just get to know you guys and branch out. Always appreciate your guys' likes, shares, follows, you know, just like comments, most definitely the comments. Like the whole purpose of me doing this is to build engagement, to better the way that we communicate via social media because I feel like it's interesting. As those of you who know, social media is different, like conversating over social media than it is in person. And I would just like to bridge that gap a little bit and like have open dialogues without being very hostile. So if you aren't yet, go ahead and follow those pages, get engaged with me, you know, show love and show support and, you know, just stay involved and build a community with me. I don't know what the name of this community would be, but like we're the chatters, I guess. Yeah, like comment down below. What should like, that would be cute. Like what should be the name? The Carters, the Let's Chatters. Let's chat. Maybe Let's Chat Army. Let's chat. That's cute. Let's chat. Like the Let's Chat. The chat. Yeah, whatever. We'll get it together. We'll get it together. Yeah, we'll get it together. So with the year ending or coming to a close, we all have to recap on like what we've done and what we liked or what we disliked of the year and try to basically break down those things and know what we want to do to plan for better in the next year. Personally, this year, 2023 has been, I haven't shied away from telling my friends I did not like this year personally. Like things happen, like obviously the podcast, I'll further down in the video, I'll reflect on more things that happened for me as well, like pros and cons. But on the cons, because we always have to get into the good tea. Yeah, I don't know. There was just a lot of things about this year that overall I didn't like, and I would like to improve them because next year I'm having a bad year. Like, yeah. Okay, like I can't. When you have a bad year, you're not repeating this. Like this is that year. We experienced it. Time to grow, and that's how we're gonna do it. That's how we run things up in this house. Okay. So yeah, like I just have to get that together, definitely. So in order to like build a guide for myself and like actually manifest things for myself. I'll talk about a lot of things manifestation because I think that's the biggest thing in becoming your better self and like trying to become a person that you necessarily aren't right now, like you haven't unlocked, is within inside you. But I think you definitely have to reach out and like set goals and put the momentum of becoming that person. In order to move in properly to the next year, I want to start changing the little things that I do, like incremental things to help progress that moving on into the new year, because I don't think I can necessarily change or like rapidly change things once the year starts. So I'm changing them now, and I want to challenge you all to do that as well. Like keep me informed. Like, what are some things that you're trying to change? Conversating with your friends and letting you know, like share your guys' goals with each other, and then I think that kind of helps like unite a certain goal or move you towards that goal, like whole part of manifestation and like just the work of basically speaking things into existence, and so on and so forth. Some things that I will say, like a little recap of what happened this year. One, I can say like my biggest thing has been the way I'm working. Like I no longer have like a full-time benefits type of position. I've been doing freelance for a minute. Basically been trying to get a full-time career that aligns with what I want, because I don't like the regular degular 9 to 5, or like just I don't mind a 9 to 5, but it can't be like a company that I don't believe in their mission or their environment isn't great, like isn't friendly, isn't welcoming, isn't progressive. I need to believe in the system that we are putting in place. I can't do the whole just grind just to make money and like hopefully work out something in the future, because right now, tomorrow isn't promised. I'm living right now, and right now I want to live in my fullest potential. And I definitely do recommend that for you guys, everyone. I hope that for everyone, and so on and so forth. So that's something that I noticed. If you read the bio of the description of my podcast, I basically left my job at what age? Like 22, I think. Yeah, like I was 22 at that time. Yeah, I was 22. So it was last year, 22 in October, literally the day before Halloween. Well, no, the day of Halloween. And that's so funny. It's full circle. Like I think this is the perfect time to like talk about this. But yeah, I left my job. It was like a full-time, cute, 30 an hour type of gig straight out of college. It was really nice, but I just didn't like the environment. And so after that, I decided to go freelance and work on my own, on my own accord. That necessarily wasn't the plan, because I was hoping to have like a full-time thing right afterwards, but with like it was hard segueing into like where I was going, because I was in business, but basically just went into marketing without having like I guess the proper education to land a full-time career after that. But yeah, I just been working on that and building my crafts as a freelancer, and just trying to like acquire that full-time position. But on that has been my main journey, like work-wise and financial-wise in this currently. Well, I would say work-wise more so. That has changed since last year. Yeah, that has changed since last year. So it's been very interesting. That's something that I definitely want. Obviously, I want a full-time thing like by the end of this year, as well as moving on to the next year. But that is one thing that has been a journey in itself. Relationships, with like health and fitness, all those type of things, like all my goals have been, I feel like I'm in this age of like working towards my goals, but not necessarily acquiring them, which is fine. I feel like life is a journey. And I think anything that's worth having is going to be difficult, is not going to be easy. So yeah, I'm just along the journey, but that has been my 2023 in a nutshell, has been work. A lot of being patient and like really working on getting what I want in life. So yeah, that is my 2023. And 2024, I'm hoping to have like a little bit more of that. And yeah, yeah. So on top of that, I would say that like my social media, the way I use social media is completely different. That's another big thing that I have changed. I'm no longer just a consumer. I am creating content, as you guys know. I have 2 platforms currently. I have my main, which is my personal, Noah Carter without the H and without the E. And then the one for the podcast, Let's Chat with Carter, and being able to really openly express myself through those platforms without feeling like anxiety or any fear or judgment, just not really caring and just posting what I want to post and what I feel like is good, being my own PR assistant, or in a way, you know, and just learning how to really engage with people on social media and not just consuming it. Like building a platform for myself and staying creative has been a very big thing. I've been a very big difference of how I've interacted on social media. I think that's great because instead of like spending your time just scrolling and just like, you know, it's easy to get in a trap of that. It feels a better use of my time creating things, and like not necessarily saying that you have to have the purpose of like it going somewhere or like monetizing it, but generally just like being able to say I did this, and like you kind of work your brain in a way and be proud of yourself. Like if you really look at something like, wow, this came just from a thought. Like this is what creativity is. Like it was nothing, became something. And I really appreciate that of, yeah, using social media like that. I definitely feel like I'm venturing back into how I used to use social media. I think social media has really changed over, I think, last year and this year. And I'm trying to just get back to that fun energy of just like creating things and not really caring about like likes, comments, all that type of stuff, and just really engaging with like friends all over social media. And yeah. So other than like just reflecting and everything, I want to talk about goal setting, like actually setting goals and manifesting those goals to happen this coming in the new year, as well as like, you know, what you're starting to do right now. When coming to like set goals, you have to actually set SMART goals. If you ever, I don't know, in like, I usually in education, college, high school, they talk about SMART goals all the time. But basically being able to just measurable goals, like attainable goals, I'm gonna break it down, specific, measurable, attainable, and what was it? Trackable? I don't know, whatever. You get the point, you get me. But yeah, just things that you can actually measure, and like you're actually like putting down the steps that you're putting in to get to those goals. So not just like saying that I want this, but actually like creating the momentum and putting the emotion behind this. Like say you want a car. Okay, what kind of car do you want? What color in that car do you want? What brand of that car? Like if you want like, what, I got a Jeep Renegade. I've always wanted a Jeep since I was a kid. It necessarily wasn't a Jeep Renegade, it was a Jeep Wrangler, but after seeing gas prices, I was like, yeah, a Jeep Renegade is gonna do it, okay? And so that I went into like actually researching things and like putting in the time to be like, okay, this is the one I want. So therefore, when I go to like, if I put the momentum into going to the dealership, I'll look for that. And then it started to happen. Like, I don't know where it kind of happened. And that's the thing with manifestation. You have to put the momentum, you have to put the steps. You can't say that you just want something. You actually have to start putting the movement into doing that, and then you'll find yourself there. Like, it's just, you know, believe it, do it, put the actions, manifest. Boom, bam. Put it on a t-shirt. The biggest example I would say is going to the gym. We all said we're gonna go to the gym on Tuesday or something like that. Tuesday rolls around, we always have an excuse. We don't feel like doing that, but in general, you kind of want to like actually commit to that, like you're going to work, like setting a date and being your own boss and be like, I cannot miss that date. So that is something I'm definitely going to take into the new year, and obviously doing it now. That is on top of like actually like going on walks and things like that, and just like prioritizing doing my work and like I guess finishing projects as soon as I say that. Instead of like delaying it or procrastinating. So yeah, scheduling, actually committing to your goals. Another thing that comes to mind is like purging my closet. Like I have so many clothes at this point. I definitely need to put momentum into like getting rid of clothes and like bringing like shopping with a purpose. Yeah, definitely shopping with a purpose. And with that, I would definitely say recommend doing mood boards. Mood boards are a good way of like shopping as well as like doing other things. Like if you want to become something, there has been so many times, like if I have model friends, I have people who are trying to do music, different types of friends. Every creative that I know has a mood board in some type of sense, something that they can look at constantly to like envision that for themselves. I guess having a role model or someone you want to not you idolize in a way, like not obsess over, but like just generally like, oh, I see myself being that person at that stage in life, you know? Like that's something I would definitely do. Creating a mood board, like to keep yourself on brand. So when you're shopping out, you know exactly what you're looking for, like the aesthetic that you're looking for, as well as like knowing what things would help you venture out into that path, so on and so forth. It's a great way of organizing yourself. I definitely recommend. I do that throughout, like on notes. I do that on TikTok. Like, you know, the TikTok, like they have the save options and doing like a whole category list of like having different categories. Like if I want to travel, I have this is a traveling, like a place I want to go. Like these are places that I want to go. If there's something to do in California, I'd be like, okay, these are things to do in California. I'm gonna save this, so save for later. Just creating a whole list. Another good one, the biggest one is Pinterest. Is a good way of making a mood board, and they have like good SEO to like recommend like lookalike options. Like yeah, so yeah, just start creating a mood board. It's 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Create a mood board. Get on that right now. Get on your phone and start creating that mood board, okay? Save your life. Also, being in touch with nature, I would say. Being in touch with nature, like going on walks, going on hikes. I haven't went on hikes in so long. I'm definitely doing that as winter rolls around because it's been too hot. Obviously, I've been going to the beach. I've been enjoying that. But yeah, just going to parks, I do that a lot. That's my biggest thing right now of getting in touch with nature is like sitting in the grass, having your feet to grass. They always say that like humans are supposed to have like spend more than 70% of their time like with their feet touched to the grass. So I think that's definitely recommended. I feel like you feel out of touch with nature if you don't like involve yourself in nature. So that's a big thing. Being more creative as well. Like on top of like doing just social media, I want to start drawing and doing art again. Just like express my creativity at its unlimited potential. Like just really getting invested in that. Because I think a lot of things come out of that. It's like building your not portfolio, but you in yourself, as well as like sharing my goals with others. So this is like a little more on what I was talking about earlier, is that sharing your goals with others helps manifest what you want because they'll align their goals with you. If they have like similar goals that they didn't know that you have, you guys can start coordinating events together and moving towards spaces of people who have like the same mindset. And it's just an easier way to like attain your goal. I think it's harder to motivate ourselves individually than if someone else drags you, like you have someone else to like keep you on that task. Like once someone says, oh, well, like if you both want to do something, you're both going to do it. So yeah, just telling your friends, sharing your goals with friends, family, etc., and just like circulating that, putting that in the air, and that becoming a manifestation piece. It's definitely something I'm going to be doing more. I do it occasionally, but I think I definitely have to work on like vulnerability and being able to like really share things, because I'm really that type of person to like not share things until it actually happens or like starts, you know, until it already happens. I like to be 2 steps, like 3 steps into something, 10 steps in to something before like really sharing it to the outside world, other than like really people that I guess in my immediate circle. But I'm trying to get better at being able to do that more often. Let me know if that's something that you feel strongly about as well, because I think it's like something I have heard, but I don't know much on, you know. I wouldn't say I'm a gatekeeper because I like to share, but like when it comes to my own personal information, yeah, I'm very much a gatekeeping kind of person. I'm like, I don't want that out there. Like, what are you doing? Mm-mm. Definitely don't like people telling my business. That's another thing. If you know me, you know that. But yeah. So obviously, fall/winter is coming around. Doing spooky activities as well as like winter wonderland activities is something that I'm definitely creating right now. And just like having that branch out into like relationships and like creating memories and having fun. I think the biggest thing is like going forward is just optimizing my chances of building memories and like having fun in the process of doing them. Obviously building life goals, or not life goals, but like life skills. Yeah, I think that's a big thing. If you have any Halloween spooky activities coming up, let your boy know. I'm definitely looking forward to like at least three, 2-ish parties. I'm not doing as much as I did last year. That is something that I definitely have been changing since last year. Last year, October was the year that I've been scarred with alcohol. So definitely moving in a different momentum with the amount of partying that I do with Halloween activities, because that was a lot. That was the first and last. I've always done like I've done like probably, I think my max has been like 2 parties. Last year was good 4 to 5, and that was a lot. That was doing too much. I don't know what I was doing. But definitely want to go out and explore all the parties. So if you guys have any recommendations of what's happening in LA, Orange County, just anywhere, like the IE as well, let your boy know. I'll probably put that as the Q&A in the podcast. But if you're watching on the YouTube, obviously drop that in the YouTube, so on and so forth. Engage, engage, engage. But yeah, so Halloween activities as well as like, I would say, what would I say? Just friendship in a whole. Like I feel like this year has been, I mean, yeah, 2023 has been a little rocky with friendships. It's been like, I don't know. I think it's just I think it has to do with more so life and like the changing of like where people are currently, because a lot of like people have been just disconnected because of like work. A lot of people are getting further in their career, so they're having less time to really socialize with their friends. We're all out of a lot more people are out of college, so they're not socializing with like the same people all the time. They're more so at work, so they don't have like it's just a different era of like my 20s going into my mid 20s. So definitely adapting to that and being able to still learning how to maintain friendships with these changes is a big thing currently that is going to have to develop coming the new year. Because I really have prioritized like being able to really successfully communicate with friends and knowing like what I don't like, what others don't like, and like just establishing that relationship and boundaries with friends. So that's definitely something I would be prioritizing now in coming 2024. Another big thing, money. I think the best year for your boy financially was definitely during COVID. I don't hate to say it, but like, you know, because obviously with COVID, it's kind of like iffy. Everyone had a different experience with that time. But for me, financially, it was great. Socially, obviously, it sucked because you weren't really able to do anything. But at the same time, you were saving money. Yeah, there was just a lot of things that unlocked a lot during COVID. And I think that financial stability was very golden. That was like around the most money I've ever made. Was definitely during the pandemic. So if I can get back to that, it would be so blessed. So yeah, financial security or like being like your relationship with money. I definitely want to improve on my relationship with money, investing, as well as like having investments, acquiring investments, knowing the different types of investments you can make, entrepreneurship. I definitely want to not only have a full-time thing where I am, I guess, employed, but as well as like having a successful side thing. One of them being this podcast, like hopefully this branching out. Obviously, I want to see it grow in a way that is able to be beneficial for everyone, but I would love it to be beneficial in like a monetized way for myself, so I can keep on improving it and like, you know, hopefully, because one of my biggest things is to have a setup like a studio and like have better lighting and like be able to like, I guess, do more virtual things. Well, I can do virtual things right now, but just like having a whole lot of things. And like, if you see any of like your main big content creators and TikTokers or whatever, YouTubers who are getting into podcasts, like that is my goal. Like that would be my podcasting mood board of having an established setup and like working towards that goal. So far, if you have been watching since the beginning, I would say I have been advancing. Like even what the camera I'm using right now, I was using my phone. I was using my phone straight up. Now I have a Sony ZV-E10. And yeah, so we're upgrading, bought lenses, like, you know, we're upgrading. All I need is a lot of things. I need a lot of things. But yeah, this is what we're working with, and I definitely have the goal and momentum to keep on doing that and hopefully like get more guests, like bigger guests. I love the guests that I have on right now. I think I want to keep with having like everyday people on the podcast, so like it gives better, I guess, relatability for you as the viewer, because I'm not assuming like some A-lister celebrities watching my podcast, you know. But I definitely would love, I guess, more known talent to be on my podcast as well. Haven't really reached out to anyone because I am trying to get it to where I want it, like professionally, before doing that. So yeah, it's just all part of the process. But I feel like it's been going. Like, yeah, I think it's been going, but it will be a continuous goal on improvement on the list of improvements for myself. So yeah, stay tuned. Lastly, I would say health and wellness. I think that's like a thing that you have to improve on year to year. I feel like I kind of fell out with the gym because of a bunch of issues, not issues, but a bunch of reasons. But yeah, I haven't been as proactive as I have like since I think the start of this year. So I definitely want to get back to that. Yeah, was it the start? Yeah, I think it was the start of this year. Definitely want to get back to like gym as well as like eating better. Like I really want to get back into like cooking new things and like trying out different things and being able to, I guess, know nutritional values, know what I'm eating, know exactly what's going in my body, as well as like sleep. Sleep is the number one thing. I did better on my sleep before. I think now it's kind of iffy, but I still get good sleep, but I definitely have not gotten 8 hours in a while. Like it's giving 7 to 6. So I definitely want my 8 hours back. Yeah, just like health and wellness overall, like not only physical but mental, like just being smart, reading books, yeah, just building my knowledge, building my skills, building my craft, just building myself as a person, as a human being. And as I've been watching back my podcast and seeing like if things have been changing in the way I've like talked and like obviously the equipment that I've used and how, yeah, just the overall arch of how things are progressing. And a lot of things have changed. Like I personally think that having this video documentary of myself has been very telling of certain things that I do as well as improvements that I've made. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Yeah. I would love to build a guide on like, I guess a portfolio guide, like a little template, creating or bettering yourself, like maybe like a 90-day guide to becoming your better self. But as of right now, I'm not putting the time and energy of doing that. There's obviously a lot of YouTubers who do that. So you can find one and like, you know, if you trust them enough, like invest in their guide or their little PDF templates or whatever. But as of right now, this is all I got for you. Maybe one day as I become a better content creator, I get on my YouTuberness and podcaster self, there'll be a day where I can do that. But as of right now, this is it. This is it, babe. Yeah, just becoming a better content creator and actually putting the momentum into doing that. But ultimately, deciding who I want to become in 2024, I think you need to know who you want to be. Because, like, obviously, you have to have a purpose. Like, as I was talking about SMART goals, you have to know what you want to be. You have to believe in what you want to be and what you can become. Because if you don't believe it, you won't become it. Like, you have to be delusional, if anything. Like, if you want to be an actor, call yourself an actor. If you want, like me, I want to be farther in marketing. I call myself a marketer. You know, like believe, like don't. If someone asks you what are you doing or like where are you at, like don't be like, oh well, I'm kind of doing this or that. No, you are this, because then people will treat you like that, and therefore you just become it. Like if you tell yourself you're something, you'll be it. Like you'll start walking the walk. You'll start putting the energy into, I guess, educating yourself on what it means to be that. And yeah, like I think just becoming what I want to see in 2024 is like, I guess the overall all arching message that I'm having to display in this video or podcast episode that you are watching right now. But yeah, I just wanted this to be like brief. I didn't want it too deep or too heavy. Ultimately, this was supposed to just be like a keep like updated with me slash trying to get into my YouTuberness and like trying to understand what it means to really talk to a camera, because your boy is not, like, when I tell you, I don't feel like I've gotten my full self in front of the, like, my bubbly self, my very fun. I feel like I'm very serious, so I'm trying to get more loose with it. I feel like I'm loose with it when I'm with other people, because I feel like I'm able to bounce off like an actual person rather than like a camera. So it's something I'm definitely working on, but that's coming, you know, we'll see in 3 months. We may be, you might call me a whole, see, I just did it. You might call me, no, you will call me a whole YouTuber, because I am a YouTuber. There you go. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a podcaster. There you go. So yeah, just believing in yourself, believing is the key, and being Delulu, manifestation, all that jazz. But as always, y'all, this has been Let's Chat with Carter, and stay purposely you. Watch my other videos. Yeah, stay in touch, keep in tune, all that type of stuff. But yeah, bye.